yeah, give me top,
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another review, Big Tunes Music Review. You already know it feels good to be back. You know what I'm saying? Today's review is special, right? It's very special to me because today I will be reviewing women in hip hop. Yeah, women in hip hop this summer, you already know they've been taking over. So we're going to get into some things. You know, for me, I'm just like still soaking in that vacay vibe, still coming back in. But my mind is still honestly still stuck in the summer. So that's why I wanted to do this review, to really highlight the girlies who've been running things, okay? So let's get into it, okay? All summer, female rappers have been dominating the music scene. And I want to highlight some releases that I really enjoyed. Artists like Latto, JT, Doechii, Rhapsody, Megan Thee Stallion, and Ice Spice have truly taken over the airwaves. A special shout out to Nicki Minaj. Of course, you already know she's the queen of this era, and her Pink Friday album, dropped late last year, and so I did not get a chance to highlight Pink Friday 2. And I will be doing a special review for the Queen. You already know how we do things. So I just wanted to say that and mention that. I also wanted to mention Tierra Whack and Little Sims, whose albums both dropped early this year. But I feel like they still deserve recognition for their uniqueness and their talent. So I just wanted to put that out there. With so many female artists out today, it's hard to keep track. But I wanted to focus on these women because they stay bringing the bars, style, creativity, lingo, fashion, sexiness, and pure black girl magic to the music landscape in a big way. Okay, like come on, like let's be real. While many artists are just dropping singles, these ladies served up a full-length album. Yes, in this day and age, these girls gave us albums. So here's a quick rundown of some of the tracks that stood out to me from a couple of these ladies' albums, okay? So we're going to go ahead and dive into it, and I'm excited because I get to start with the home team, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start off with JT, City Cinderella, okay? City Cinderella dropped July 19th, 2024. I've got to show love because, you know, like I told you, she's Miami's own. And since JT's single that she dropped last year, No Bars, she's been teasing solo music here and there. You know what I'm saying? So I think the fans always had a feeling that maybe she might go solo. And I have to tell you, this project right here, Cinderella, doesn't disappoint, okay? It does not disappoint the fans at all. Even though it's a mixtape, to me, it still has major album energy. JT's storytelling, vulnerability, and her rawness really shine, especially in the intro. The intro touched me in my heart in a special way. But other than that, the album is straight hard. You already know the project is hard, okay? And so let's get into my favorite track from the album. My favorite track is Brick Talk. Brick Talk, let me tell you, I can sell it. Hey, you know, I ain't trying to do no copyright. But Brick Talk is that bop for me. That's that joint because it's a Dade County anthem. It represents the home team, and it always feels good to hear songs that represent the home team and the hometown. You know what I'm saying? JT, of course, we know her. She's a sexy street rapper with an edge, okay? And again, it's just like dope to see her really getting into her bag right now, getting into her different lane right now. I can hear through her album, of course, I can definitely hear influences of Trina, Uncle Al. Of course, there's a song called Uncle Al on the album. He was a very famous Miami DJ in the 90s, and so I'm so glad she shouted him out. And of course, there's also the Jeezy influence with the song Okay, you know what I'm saying? And then she actually got Jeezy for the remix, which is even crazier. So big shouts out to her. Final thing, let's get into the cover art. The cover art features JT as a half woman, half ice queen with a glass slipper, like kind of laying down, as you see. And this image is very much open to her interpretation, but it also adds to her evolving persona. So, like, you know, when she was in the City Girls, we knew her to be a certain way and she had to sort of play this role. But I want to give big kudos to her for stepping out and reinventing herself as a solo artist. So big love to JT. Y'all go check out City Cinderella, already out now. You already know what it is. The next artist I'm going to get into is Latto. Okay, Latto. What can we say? Latto is everything. She's been doing big things for the past couple years, so we can't even stop. So Latto recently dropped her album Sugar Honey Iced Tea, which was released August 9th, 2024. And personally, I've been following Latto since she was a teenager on the rap game. She's always been a total package. So let's not even play it. Okay, we already know the girl has been the total package for the longest. But recently I have to give it to her. She's been so consistent and she's always delivering for her fans when it comes to her music. Sugar Honey Iced Tea solidifies her spot in the game. Period. That's all I'm gonna say. And you can tell she's really owning herself with this particular album. She even coined the term. You know, we all were saying it. Rip me out the plastic. I've been acting brand new. Now, of course, some of that stuff we've been saying, but the way she put it together with the song, obviously, was just way too clever and so perfect for her, like, rollout. You know what I'm saying? Everything that she's doing. So big ups to her on that. My favorite track right now from the album is H&M. For some reason, the melodies, that hook, like, that thing just hard. I really dig it. Again, I love the vibe of this album. This album also features bangers like Put It on the Floor, which I just quoted, and Sunday Service, 20 Black Suburbans. You already know what it is. So she really feeding the streets. She's really giving us that swag we needed and we miss. And surprisingly enough, I also hear a little bit of a Drake influence in there slightly. But I don't see his name in the credits, so I don't know how true that is. But that's just me. We can leave that to a deep dive. Now, let's get into the cover art. Of course, I got to finish off with the cover art. The cover art is Latto washing a candy-painted car sitting on rims. This is a perfect nod to Southern culture and her Georgia roots, okay? And you know she's a Georgia peach and she's representing for her hometown. So big shout outs to Latto holding it down as always, girl. Keep killing them, all right? Okay, of course, last but not least, we're going to get into, I had to bring it back to the bottom of the map. You already know, a Florida girl from Tampa, Florida. And we are going to get into the recent release of Doechii. Yes, you already know what time it is, okay? Florida girls holding it down all day. Big shout outs to Doechii. I do want to say I got a chance to go to her show in June down here in Miami. It was during Pride Week. And oh my God, I had a blast. That was like my birthday weekend. So I was just like feeling the love. And that party, that show that she threw was dope as hell, man. It was really cool. Everybody was dancing. Everybody came in a swamp core and they did their thing. So let's get into this review. Florida Swamp Princess Doechii is on fire. She's coined her own aesthetic called swampcore and has been pushing boundaries with her crazy visuals, features, costume changes, makeup tutorials, wigs, and even her process shots. She is fearless and she shares it all. She puts it all out there for people to take in, you know, which is very brilliant. Today, for today's artists, you got to be willing to be fearless and let people see who you are. And I really rock with her on that. I've been, you know, definitely following Doechii's music since her release that she did called She, Her, Black Bitch. That album came out, I'm not sure, I think last year, the year before, but I definitely started bumping it. I was a huge fan of it. I really was digging a lot of joints off that record. But I gotta say, she came even harder with this one right here, Alligator Bites Never Heal. Okay, like I said before, Alligator Bites Never Heal Actually released last weekend, August 30th, 2024. You know, I got to put the dates in. I totally forgot to do that. But just to give you a gauge, like this is a brand new release. And so I definitely wanted to review it while it's still hot. Her song Alter Ego with JT really opened up the swamp gates for this new era she's embarking on. Alligator Bites Never Heal is a testament to her growth as an artist. My favorite track so far on this release is a track called Huh, which is later on in the album. But the bounce, I can hear it in my head now. You know, I would play it, but I don't want to have to do it copyrights. So yeah, Huh is the track that I'm really, it's a bop. It's a heavy bop for me. But the album overall is super ill. It's like a hip hop album to its core. And so big shout outs to her for just, as she always does, doing something different, turning the corner. When you think you know where Doechii's going, she's going somewhere else. Okay? So let's get into the cover art real quick. The cover art features Doechii in her preppy phase. Her chocolate skin tone really complements the green backdrop. Okay? And yeah, so we got that down. And also the cover art is very much about color palette. I was over here having a brain fart. So that contrast between her skin tone and backdrop clearly is creating a color palette, which we love a color palette over here. I love a good color palette, okay? And she confidently sits holding an albino alligator. The cover is both bold and symbolic of her Florida roots, adding layers of meaning to her artistry. So yeah, man, you know, she's been pushing her own iconography with the alligator vibes, of course, Florida Gator all day. Again, it's a really dope project. It's just amazing to see an artist like her doing her thing. Big shout outs to her. And honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. That's all I have for today with the Big Tunes music review, woman and hip hop review. I'm definitely doing a part 2, like I mentioned before, because there's other ladies on that list that I did not get to. I just didn't want to, go too deep into it. But definitely, I hope you come back for part 2. And if you have any songs that you're loving from these albums, please let me know in the comments. I appreciate y'all all the time for stopping by. And I'll see y'all soon. Take care. Peace.